Welcome to a new video. In this video we're going to MacGyver something. We have a clothesline over here and so far it functions pretty good, but we are making a small garden over here and now we have the risk of standing on all the new plants time and time again. So before we step on those plants, we want to make a new clothesline and maybe something where we can hang a bit more clothes because it is kind of small. So let's see what we can harvest on the terrain to make something new and cool. Here we made some trellises for the grapevines with eucalyptus from our own forest onto the concrete columns. And those concrete columns, we also have some over here and we're not using those, so maybe we can reuse those for the washing line. And beside concrete columns we also have an abundance of eucalyptus wood, so I think we're good to go. Now we preferably don't want to put the eucalyptus wood into the ground because then it'll rot very quickly and we need to change it in a year or two maybe already. It's just not that resilient against water, and especially if you put it in the ground, of course, where it's at least in winter always nice and wet. So we're gonna put those concrete columns into the ground and then maybe put the eucalyptus on top, see what we can create. But before we start with getting those concrete columns out of the ground, let's see if we can actually drill some holes into the ground where they should go into. Because if that doesn't succeed, we'll need to make up for another plan. Well, that's not gonna work. The ground is freaking hard on this side of the land. Let's see what I can do with my pneumatic drill. I made somewhat of a hole. Now let's see if we can put a column into it. Yeah. Those things are pretty darn heavy. Give it. I think this will do. Now let's continue with the other poles. There we go. The concrete pillars are in. We're not putting them into concrete, but just in the ground as is. Not because we don't wanna, but all the columns here on the land are not being poured in concrete. And they're all still standing up, kinda. Maybe with an angle, but so be it. At least if you don't put them into concrete, it's easier to reuse them if you have another project where you want to put them. So we'll just keep it like this. Sylvia's just pouring some water in so the ground settles a bit better. And we'll just keep on doing that until they're sturdy enough. All right, phase 2, putting the wooden beams on.
nu gaan spelen.
Alright, that was Project Washing Line. It turned out better than I expected, to be honest. Now we have about 60 meters of washing line. I reckon that should be sufficient. Well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, give me a comment, and then we'll see you in the next video. Ciao!
Ciao! Ciao!